Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are regular here. This is the continuation of the Idaho 4 series of readings. I'm about to find out who we're going to be looking into today. So let's see. Okay, I had two in my hand. I didn't know which one to let go of. Okay, who is it going to be? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. So at first I thought it was Steve G himself, and then I carried on unfolding and realized it was Steve G Jr. So today we're having a second look at Steve G Jr. It's interesting that no one new's come out of that jar yet. It's almost like I'm being given an order of readings, you know. It's like we need to rediscover a couple of people first before we get into undiscovered potential suspects. So let's start with the 108 deck for Steve G Jr. It was quite some time, quite a long time ago that I did Steve G's first reading. I cannot remember anything about it. So disclaimer, this is a psychic reading. I use oracle cards and I use tarot cards, and occasionally I get messages from spirit. And I interpret these messages in my own way, and you may interpret them differently, and I encourage you to do so. At no point am I making any accusations or claiming any of this to be factual. It is for entertainment purposes only. So let's get going. So one card has been pulled out or jumped out. Let's see the second one. So the first card is Fish Hook. It says powerless, feeling helpless, paralyzed, vulnerable, trap, temptation, bait, con game, great catch, luck, prosperity, resourcefulness, abundance, multiplication, and principle. So what kind of bait has he taken, or what is this about taking the bait? Trap, temptation, con game. Interesting. I can't quite figure out what this is about. The next card is Winter. It says waning quarter, the crone. And it's like an answer. It's a timing question for a timing question, and the answer is within 9 to 12 months. So I don't know what that is in relation to. I'm going to wait for the clarifiers, for the... He took the bait on something. I wish I could remember some of his reading. It would help me a lot at this point. It feels like he was cajoled into doing something, but I don't know what at this point. So next deck is What's the Vibe? So we have legal, lawyers, court, and paperwork. Thrills, continuous cycles, bad decisions, and addictions. Wow. That picture looks like Kaylee. I'm not saying she dresses like that, but there's a resemblance. And then established, settled, secure, and wealthy. So what is this legal situation? Is this regarding something he's dealing with now, or is it something that he had to deal with at the time? I'm sure I picked up something in his first reading about, you know, his father, Steve, needing to deal with something or protect him in some way or sweep something under the rug. I don't know. It's a bit weird. The continuous cycles and addictions. I don't get the impression he's got an addiction problem with substances anyway. You know, maybe he is drawn to certain things, but established, settled, secure, and wealthy. Is he? I don't know anything about his life right now. Let's carry on. So next is the Revelation Oracle. You know what? I think one of the conclusions I've come to, whoever's the most likely suspect are going to be the ones who are the most elusive, the quietest, the hardest to find anything about, because they're going to be hiding in the shadows. You know, they're not going to be making noise or doing interviews, or it just kind of like the ones that seem to have created the most speculation are the ones that are, yeah, I just think we need to be looking more at the people who are quietest. And I remember, one thing I do remember about Steve Jr. is how hard it was to find anything about him on the internet. And then there was some sort of notice, and I posted it on my posts section on this channel, saying there was some sort of disclaimer saying that, you know, basically people have the right to ask for the information that comes up about them to be removed from the internet, and any further information will be blocked depending on the circumstance. And that's what came up for him, was like, okay, he's got, to me that just means he's got something to hide. But you know, so we have aroma, direction, and assignment. Wow. Assignment. Aroma and direction. So almost like a scent trail. It's like aroma, direction, scent trail. This is weird. This is almost like, because I've often wondered about Kaylee, and it's not something she's ever told me. It's her decision to tell me stuff like this or not. It's personal to her. Whether she did make money doing things like OnlyFans. I feel like she did. But was Steve Jr. her lookout? It's almost as if he was her security in some way, like Steve G gave him that responsibility to keep her safe in some way. He doesn't come across as the type that would be very good at that, though, if that makes sense. Maybe his ears and eyes, keep them open, but not as a bodyguard as such, just more of a to inform should there be anything that he should be concerned about. I don't know, there's something here about, what is this about aroma? Okay, so the next deck is Power of Self-Direction. Share the joy, gratitude. Remember the smile. Watch as blessings flow into your life. And then challenge adversity. Dreams and goals, freedom and liberation. Remember the smile. Is that him remembering Kaylee's smile? Share the joy and gratitude. Challenge adversity. So he doesn't feel like someone who's really struggled or suffered at all, which is strange. Oh, that perfume aroma card's really bothering me, and I don't know why. It just keeps bugging me, because I know I get the feeling this is a huge clue. Kaylee, come to me, darling. Tell me what this aroma card is about. Okay, so next deck is the Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle. Okay. Has Kaylee just spoken, I wonder? So we've got a few here. So we have spying. Wow. I wonder if this has got to do with the aroma card. Law enforcement. Law enforcement was spying. Distraction or diversion. I can't say it, but you can read it. And accident. The perfume's a clue because someone gifted it to her, and it was a member of law enforcement. And Steve G knows about this somehow. He found out about it. I can't figure out whether the spying is law enforcement spying or Steve G spying, Steve G Jr. spying. It's that is why he saw this. Distraction or diversion. Oh. That is just awful. If that happened to her. She's never said anything. I've got her here. It's not her. She wasn't. This didn't happen to her. This is something Steve G Jr. has done to someone else. Kaylee knew about it. Who was it? What's the law enforcement got to do with it? What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna clarify. Oh. Perfume was a gift from him. So weird. Okay, give me... What's this fish hook about? Bait. Taking the bait. Oh, God, it's weighted. It was like a dare. It was like a fraternity dare kind of thing. Oh, so disgusting. Was it Hannah? Did he do this to Hannah? Clarified by the Chariot. And the Ace of Swords reversed. Whatever this is, he did it because he would have done anything to be accepted. He felt like he didn't belong in some ways. I don't know if that's just to do with fraternity, or he did it to gain recognition. Oh, some really dark energy here. Not from him. It's almost like he was, again, this card, this fishhook, is like being vulnerable, but being baited into doing something, which he did. The Ace of Swords reversed is there's something here about deceit, lies, brutality. If this is about Hannah, and I don't know if it is, I've just got a feeling, if this is about Hannah and she ended up doing what she did because of what happened, he had to live with that. Did Kaylee find out about it? Did Kaylee know about it? So we've got, I'm going to pick out the cards that I think are important. So these lawyers, court and paperwork. Is this to do with him? Did someone oh, I mean, did Hannah report it? Did she report it and it got swept under the rug? Was she basically brandished a liar? King of Pentacles, money. King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands reversed. It was, yeah, it was silenced through money. Thrills. It may not be Hannah, guys. I just don't know why she's in my head now for some reason. Continuous cycles, bad decisions, addictions. So this is something that is who he is. Like that continuous cycle means that it's not saying it's not that, listen, he is capable of doing this again. If he's not already done it again, he's definitely capable of doing it again, especially if he got away with it. Three of Pentacles, Judgment reversed. I feel like he got into some sort of really bad crowd, or you know, he became a bit of a big deal because of what happened and the repercussions of it, and how he got off with, you know, he's like Teflon, and therefore to other people in the fraternity he's like, what a dude, you know. He made some connections from that point, bad connections, like people that wanted to hang around with him because he's like, to other people, he doesn't care, he'd do anything, you know. He's like, oh, this dude's crazy. But he's actually not like that. He's actually quite vulnerable, impressionable. But he also now feels like he's untouchable. And a lot of that is probably to do with his father. Because the established, settled, secure and wealthy is his father. It's like saying, you know, I can make anything go away. Four of Pentacles. Again, wealth and security. Right, let's have a look at this aroma card. I need to know more about this aroma card. Nine of Swords reversed. This perfume situation was worrying him. It was a problem. Maybe the perfume was a gift that he bought for his victim because he was, I can't think of a better word, he was grooming this person. He was trying to get them to trust him. So he was buying them gifts. He took them out on, you know, was contacting them, messaging them, bought this person perfume. But that perfume was evidence. It ended up being evidence. Whoever, maybe his fingerprints on the bottle, I don't know. But this was a problem. This was causing him sleepless nights, this perfume. Death in reverse. Being afraid that something would happen. Being afraid that even though he'd been told, you're going to be okay, don't worry, nothing will come of this, he didn't quite trust it or believe it. He thought that someone would find a loophole, or it would get pinned on him. It feels like felt like even after she was told, you know, she didn't get the outcome. If she had taken it to police, which it sounds like she did or could have done, and it was just dismissed, swept under the rug, he was still worried because there was still something hanging over him to do with the perfume. So we've got direction clarified by the Devil and the Queen of Wands. Direction and assignment. It's like being given a direction, being given an assignment to go in a certain direction. The Devil and the Queen of Wands. I'm not sure what this is about. Assignment, Queen of Wands, Devil. Page of Wands. The World reversed. I don't think he was given an assignment. I think that's too strong a word. I'm going down I'm going on the wrong path here. But there is something here about he feels things haven't actually been concluded. He doesn't feel safe. He still doesn't feel safe. He still feels like there's no closure to this, that things can still backfire, that this case may not be over. He feels that. He doesn't feel that it's done and he can put it behind him. He feels a bit haunted by this. And there's something about Kaylee. I don't know how or what's going on here, but one of the reasons that Kaylee was unalived is because this is partly why. It's like the domino effect. This is one of the things that triggered one of the dominoes. There's so much more to it. Share the joy, gratitude, challenge adversity. What's this joy and gratitude? It's such a weird card. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Vanity, greed, perfectionism. Something, I don't know, it feels like something he's achieved. Feels like something he's achieved since all of this. Probably completely unconnected. That he's bragging about in some way. I don't know if he's qualified for something. He's got a certain job. I don't know. There's something weird. So these cards that Kaylee gave me: spying, law enforcement, accident, grape, distraction or diversion. Give me something. I know you've given me a lot already, Kaylee. How did you find out? Tell me how you found out. Because she reported him. Because she reported him. She spoke to him. What is going on? They had an argument about it. He was very defensive. And then she started looking into it. She started investigating it. Nobody knew about her reporting him. And it was only 5 days later that she took her own life. 5 days after finding out that it wasn't going to be investigated. Page of Pentacles reversed. Ten of Cups. It's no wonder his stuff's hidden on the internet. Okay, let's do a yes/no card. Kaylee. Is he partly responsible for what happened to you? Is your brother, Steve Goncalves Jr., partly responsible for what happened to you? Hard question. I'm mean. I'm so mean. These two are quite close. Yes. It says choose a path and proceed confidently. That's the problem, Kaylee, is that you're going to have to find things out that you don't want to hear in order to get to the truth. They all are. All of them are. It's not just you. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I mean, there's a lot to unpack in this reading. One of the, as I said, it feels like the people who are the quietest, the ones who are making the least amount of noise or movement are the ones that we need to be digging into more, not the ones who are the obvious players. What can I say? Anyway, do some research. If you want, guys, do some research. Do it for me. If you have time, dig into, if you can find anything about Steve G Jr., then good luck. Because I couldn't, even though I don't get to spend a long time trying to research stuff. But if you, or even if you look up maybe something on Hannah, Hannah Clear, I'm not entirely sure it is about her. I get a feeling it is, but yeah, something's messed up here. But I'm going to leave you with the reading. And if, please, guys, thank you so much, all of you who have actually subscribed and are following my other channel. I cannot thank you enough for that. But if you haven't, please, 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 the link's coming up here. Click on the link. The picture with my face just here. Please subscribe, please hit the notification bell, click all notifications, and just make sure you watch as well. Make sure you watch your Zodiac reading once a month. And I do daily uploads as well, which might help you get through the day. Who knows? It might be of some use. That's why I do it. I don't do it just because I'm bored. Thank you, guys. As always, thank you for your love, your support, your encouragement, and your engagement that I return to you tenfold. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the journey.